Grand Rising, happy, beautiful Monday. We are talking about the secrets of this realm. So if this is something that interests you, listen to this live. Secrets of this realm have to do with manifestation, has to do with raising your levels of consciousness, why you should raise your levels of consciousness, what the subconscious and conscious mind means for your reality and why it looks the way that it does. Grand Rising, everybody. Great way to start a Monday. Sorry, a moon day. Hope that you guys had an amazing weekend. I had a great manifestation of my health this weekend, which was amazing. And I talked about commanding your reality, right? I had someone comment on that and he said, you're not commanding anything. Stop having an ego so big that you think that you could create your own reality. Something along those lines. People that have these thought patterns or processes, you're not my people. Because if you want to go and continue to live your life in misery because you don't understand that you are a co-creator of this reality, who does this? Tina Terranova. If you guys don't know who Tina Terranova is, she's the greatest thing on the internet. And she doesn't even know it. But listen, you are the co-creator of your reality. We came here to be co-creators. If you hate your fucking life, you have a choice in making it different. You absolutely do. That's the secret of this realm. People that were dirt poor that are now super successful and they're so happy and they're so fulfilled and they have an amazing relationship and just amazing family life and all these things. They understand the secrets of this realm. They understand that they're alchemists, that they can change and transmit and transmute energy. You can do it too. Every single person has the ability. We just weren't taught that, because if we were taught that, we would never be so easily controlled and manipulated by everything that they say on the media. Why do you think they put billions and billions of dollars into mainstream media? Because it's what? Telling a vision that they want you to be told. Another secret of this realm that we've been made to fear is what is known as the phrase or the word called death. There is no such thing as dying. There is a such thing as transitioning. This is the dream state. Our eternal state is the soul and light and energy state. Just like when you go to sleep and you dream, that's exactly what happens when we transition. We close our eyes and we wake up into another dimension or reality. We say, oh my God, I'm back home. This is not home. Many of us feel and know this is not our permanent residency. But we have such a tie to this place because we've been brainwashed to fear death. Because why? So we can be controlled in life here. We are way more powerful on the other side than we are here. So for any people that are afraid of the word called death, this is not your eternity. This is the dream state. You are way more powerful over there than here. That is not the afterlife. That is the eternal life. This is the afterlife here. This is the playing field where you can be and do what you want to a degree, but you have limitation here. When you go back to your soul life, you have no limitations. You are limitless. So going back to secrets of this realm, because death is one of those things that have been hijacked here as well. Death has been hijacked in a way that people say, go to the light, go to the light, go to the light. But that's how you get recycled back here because they want to harvest your energy. These teachings were in the books that they omitted from the Bible. Why do you think they did that? The book of Enoch, the book of Thomas, the book of Mary. Why do you think that they took them out of the Bible? If they were sacred scriptures, why would they take them out of the Bible? Because the Bible was reconstructed by man. And many people live by the tales of the Bible. But what they don't realize is so many parts of the Bible have been rewritten. So I'm going to go by what my intuitive senses tell me. I'm going to go by what things were taken away. Because for what reason would you take something out of something so sacred that was written by the very people that were closest to Jesus? Especially Mary Magdalene. If you guys know anything about Mary Magdalene, they say that she was Jesus' counterpart. They say that she was nearly as powerful as he was. So why did they erase her? Why did they minimize her to be just a prostitute? Literally all, hi Chris, literally all of the opposite of what they tell us where to go. So when they say go to the light, or that's what you've been told, and that's what people say that they see, you go to the light and you're recycled back here because your energy needs to be siphoned here. If all of the people understood what happens in the transition period, you wouldn't go to the light, because you definitely don't want to come back to this shithole of a planet where it once was a utopia. But it has been overtaken by fallen angels for many, many years. Thousands of years. So if you want to come back, go to the light. I don't want to come back here. I do not want to come back here. The only place that I want to go for eternity is with Leo. That's it. Anything else, I don't want to come back to this planet. I've been here many times. I've been a warrior in many lifetimes here. I already know this, which is why I'm a warrior of truth in this one. So, we're going to talk from Feeling is a Secret. But again, anyway, going back to commanding your reality. Like I talked about in my thing over the weekend. And I've done this so many times, right? I've done this so many times where I command things into my reality. Whether it's money, whether it's opportunity, whether it's a specific person, whether it's health and well-being. I've done this so many times. And every time it works. So I want you to understand how powerful that you are, and that you are a co-creator of this reality. It's not purple, it's leopard. Just like everything, leopard. It has eyeballs on it. Oh, Jen, it's not purple. If you want to find your power and understand it, start making commands. Demand the things that you want to see show up in your reality. And if they don't show up in the day or a week, it doesn't mean the universe is not listening. It just means that you haven't converted your energy yet to that of which you are calling in. If you are commanding for something to enter your life, whether it's love or wealth or a job or anything like that, you're commanding it and you have conviction, and then the rest of the time you're talking about how bad your life is and how horrible it is and there's no good guys out there, or all women are this or that. It's never going to happen, because you are not converting your energy to that of which you want to be. Do we understand this? If you command something and you do it before you fall asleep and you don't even worry about it, you don't even think about it, and the next day you wake up and you're like, everything works out perfectly for me. Everything always works out perfectly for me. It starts to. When you change your thoughts, you change your reality. And yes, you have slip-ups, and yes, you have times where you're negative or whatever, but get back on the horse. You fall off the horse, get back on it. Just because you have a bad day does not mean you have a bad life. But if every day you have thoughts of a bad life, you will have a bad life. I don't know what's happening in there. I want to read a little bit about Feeling is the Secret. Those of you that have been with me for a long time know Feeling is the Secret is Neville Goddard. Okay? Feeling is the secret to manifestation. If you constantly feel like, oh my God, like I hate this job, like I can barely pay my bills, and that's your dominant way of thinking. This is called Secrets of this Realm, because the general population does not know this stuff because we are never taught it. But if you go around with your life thinking every day, oh, it's so hard to lose weight. I know that she's not going to text me back. I always get ghosted. If these are your dominant thoughts and thinking, oh my God, I'm so miserable. I am so miserable. Your I am is what you are or what you become. So if you change your I am from, oh my God, I'm so miserable, to, I am so happy every day that I wake up. Small shifts in your thoughts and thinking will begin to change your entire reality. I have done it. I have taught it. I have so many people that message me that say, oh my God, my life is changing because of the things that I learned from you. I'm not special. I just read too much shit. I am a truth seeker. That includes finding all of the secrets of this realm. And I found a lot of them. Because I want to be able to be part of the change in whatever capacity in this world. And if you want to be a part of the change, you have to change your level of consciousness and the way that you think and the way that you feel, because feeling is the secret to manifestation. I get it's hard. For some people, this is impossible. You won't even conceive of this. You're just like, yeah, she's crazy. Oh yeah, I'm just going to think differently and my life is going to change. Yes, actually, yes, and yes. So if this is too difficult for you, or you don't think that this can work for you, this content is not for you. Take a walk somewhere else and go be miserable somewhere else. Benny, how will you feel when your wish comes true? That feeling of thrill opens the portal. How would you feel if you already had it? Take 2 minutes, not even 5 minutes, God forbid. Take 2 minutes and think about what it would feel like if you had that thing. That feeling is what will manifest your desire. How do you get into that feeling often? Even if you do this meditation 3 times a day, take 2 minutes, take 5 minutes, take 10 minutes. Think about what it would feel like if you had all these things. Oh, you beat Karen to it, Jan. I just wake up and said, thank you, universe, for such a beautiful day today. I love that, Val. Another great exercise is to command a gift from the universe within 24 hours. Thank you, universe, for sending me a beautiful gift within 24 hours. I'm so happy and grateful that I got this beautiful gift within 24 hours. And it will show up. We've done this exercise before. If you guys haven't been with me long, we've done this exercise before. And so many people were just like, oh my God, I got this the next day, or this happened to me later that day, or someone bought me a cup of coffee, or whatever it was. You can play with the energy of the universe. You just don't know that you can. Well, at least many of us don't. Okay, so let's talk about the law and its operation. This is Feeling is a Secret by Neville Goddard. The world and everything within it is a man's conditioned consciousness objectified. Consciousness is the cause as well as the substance of the entire world. So it is to consciousness that we must turn if we would discover the secret of creation. Knowledge of the law of consciousness and the method of operating this law will enable you to accomplish all you desire in life. Consciousness is the one and only reality, not figuratively, but actually. And we'll get into what all this means. This reality, for the sake of clarity, may be likened unto a stream which is divided into 2 parts, the conscious and the subconscious. The conscious is personal and selective. The subconscious is impersonal and non-selective. This is important, and I will explain this. The conscious is the realm of effect. The subconscious is the realm of cause. Well, what the hell does that mean? Your subconscious mind. Okay, let's rewind. When you think of something, you're actively thinking of something. I know, let's just say, for example, like a person is going to lose their job. And that's, you dwell on it all the time. You're like, I know that this is going to happen. Like, they're laying off so many people. I know that it's going to be me. And you dwell on this. That's your conscious mind thinking, right? The way to impress the subconscious mind is by repetition. You're feeling it in your gut, like, I know this is going to happen. I know this is going to happen. That is impressing the subconscious mind. Let's go a step further, though. The reason why you think, if I'm confusing you, let me know. But I'll get to the point. The reason why you think you're going to lose your job is because of your I amness. Your I amness is I'm not good enough. I'm not chosen. I am not lucky. So, all of this is very circular. Your underlying is the subconscious mind. The subconscious is what is the most powerful. Because that is what attracts everything to you, is your I amness. So your conscious thought is, I know I'm going to lose my job. The subconscious is your I am. I am not worthy. I am not chosen. I am such a loser. I am so fat. I am not pretty enough. I am not good looking enough. That is what truly magnetizes your reality to you. I am not smart enough. I want you, since I'm giving you these examples, I would like for you to comment what your I amness is. We do this exercise a lot, but it's very important for people to know and understand why their reality looks the way that it does while we're explaining the conscious and subconscious mind. So what is your I am that is your deepest I am? Mine for a long time was, I am not worthy of success. I am not able to be happy without it being sabotaged. Okay? Those are two very big ones that affect love and relationships, that affect your success, your level of money that you can acquire or make. So I want to know what your I ams are in here right now. Think about this, and I want you to comment that, because it's going to help you get to the next level, unlock the secrets of this realm so that you can, I am meant to struggle. That's a huge one. If you truly believe deep down that I am meant to struggle, you will always call in not consciously, unconsciously, scenarios that reflect that I am meant to struggle. So making money will probably be an issue. I am meant to struggle could mean in relationships. Maybe you always have abusive people come in. Maybe you always have people that aren't honest with you come in. Guys, there's people in here, and there's only one person that gave their I am. We are participating in this because I want to help you to have a better life. The conscious impresses the subconscious, while the subconscious expresses all that is impressed upon it. I am not loved. I am meant to help others. Can you rewrite that? I am not loved. So if I am sacrificial. So imagine these are your I ams. I am not able to thrive without a partner helping me succeed. So a person that has different attachment issues to a person because you don't believe that you can succeed without someone else helping you. One of mine is, like, I'm so independent. I know that's an I am. I'm so independent because I couldn't depend on either of my parents to do what I needed to do. So I figured it the fuck out myself. I could do anything. I could build anything. I can create anything. I can literally do anything because of that I am. So that could be a trauma response. Is it a good thing for me? Yes. But does that make other people that are connected to me, I would say in a intimate setting, intimidated by me because I can do anything and I don't need a man for anything? Sure. And that can go a lot of different ways. And we won't do that. I am meant to be in this apartment and not move up. So yeah, that was the opposite for me. Like, I moved into this space because I kept saying to myself, I've outgrown this place. Like, I've outgrown this place, and I didn't want to leave Leo behind, even though I only moved 2 doors down, but this place is massive. But I had the opposite. So, okay, I am meant to be in this apartment and not move up. So that is an I am not good enough. I am not worthy of more. Val says, I am not worthy. I am meant to be with people who need help. Thank you. So you always felt that you're needed, but I can probably guarantee you that you're only giving and you're not receiving. So there's an I am under there of like, I'm not worthy of receiving. Chase the sun. Where's my lady? There she is with her new plants. Okay. These I ams are so helpful for people. So thank you guys for volunteering your I ams. And I would like other people to still volunteer them because it's always helpful for us to see where other people are and you'd be like, oh, you know what? I do think like this. Because we can't change things if we don't have the awareness of the things that we have in the subconscious. I am not comfortable with change. That's a good one too, because even pain in different pains in your body. I think the elbows was one because I'm like, why do I always have pain in my elbows? And it was, if you look up Louise Hay, she goes by the, what are they called? Somebody in here already knows. Something, what is it called what Louise Hay does? I can't remember. But she has different the metaphysical symptoms that you have are a result of your I amness. So not being flexible is elbow pain. I had elbow pain for so long because I didn't want to move. Like I didn't want to make a move. Even though I did, there was a period of my life where like I didn't want to stop dancing, but I knew that I had to. I refused to stop dancing. I was in so much pain every day. But I had elbow pain and I'm like, why do I have this elbow pain? So I looked up Louise Hay and the metaphysical sign of, I think it was elbows, was that I am not flexible. Not physically flexible. That wasn't my issue. It was, my world not being flexible. I am aware of my self-sabotaging. But in order to, if you have the awareness of your self-sabotage, what are you doing to actively change it? So again, the conscious impresses the subconscious while the subconscious expresses all that is impressed upon it. If this is confusing for some people. So show me the boy until he's 7 and I'll show you the man. Which means the subconscious is most impressionable from the ages of 0 to 7 and probably after that. It's impressionable at all times, but it's most impressionable between the ages of 0 to 7. So if you have had your parents always arguing about money, or we can't afford that, or stop bothering me, leave me alone, things like that, that made you feel not worthy or made you feel like you weren't loved, or made you feel abandoned, maybe your parents weren't there for you, that repetition, my hair is dreadlocking, that repetition is a conscious thought initially. You're not good enough, you're not good enough, you're not good enough. Stop talking, you're annoying. Leave me the hell alone. We can't afford that, put that back, it's too expensive. What do you think, money grows on trees? When you hear that, that is a conscious thought, and you constantly hear these things all over again, and then you realize money is hard to come by, money is hard to come by, I can't afford this, I can't afford this. That thought impresses your subconscious mind, and it becomes your level of consciousness at where you live. Like we talked about the map of consciousness. If you are constantly fed a story that is a low vibrational story, that impresses the subconscious mind, and then your energy lives and breathes from that state. So you grew up your whole life with believing money is hard to come by. I can't afford this. Oh, that's too expensive. I just have to wait till I get paid. That comes from somewhere, and that comes from the conscious belief system from a parent or a guardian that constantly tells you these things. It impresses your subconscious mind, and that literally just becomes your energy field. And so the only thing that you can get from that is that same experience, unless you change it. Not everyone sees what we see and does. What? Can you explain that? I'm reading from, yes. Louise, hey. No, that's not it. Video keeps saying it won't load. Watch replay in a bit. Sorry, Jewel. We all know what that's about. Man, one day I'm just going to let it rip on here and it's going to be over. It's going to be over. That's all that I'm going to say. Okay. So I just want to make sure that everybody understands. Whoever is listening, do you understand what I'm talking about with the subconscious beliefs and the conscious mind and how you go from... So like people that have no money, they have a victim mentality or a poverty mindset. How they go from that to becoming a billionaire. How? The only thing that they did is change their mindset. From I can't afford this to I am always provided for. I'm so grateful that money comes to me easily and effortlessly. I told you guys when okay, sometimes I get really distracted when I read comments. I always said when I lived in LA and I was living off of a dancer's salary, breaking my neck every single day, I started to say this affirmation: an overabundance of money flows freely and effortlessly through my talents on a daily basis. An overabundance of money flows freely to me through my talents on a daily basis. I don't know why I can't think of the actual phrase, but it's something very close to that. And then all of a sudden, I would say that all the time. I would just repeat it all the time when I was driving in my car down Beverly Boulevard or wherever I was. I would repeat that affirmation. An overabundance of money flows freely to me through my talents on a continuous basis or on a daily basis. And jobs would fall out of the sky. An hour later or a day later, I would get a call about a hair and makeup job that paid $1,200 a day or whatever it was. So when you start to change from that poverty mindset, it doesn't matter how old you are. It does not matter. Your reality, this reality is malleable. It is moldable. It is changeable. No matter what, it is able to be changed. The subconscious does not originate ideas, but accepts as true those which the conscious mind feels to be true, and in a way known only to itself objectifies the accepted ideas. Therefore, through his power to imagine and feel and his freedom to choose the idea he will entertain, man has control over creation. Man has control over creation. Many of us are our worst enemy because we don't have control over our mind or our thoughts. They are running around like a million different 2-year-old toddlers that you don't have control over, or puppies that just do whatever they want. That's what many people's thoughts are like. Feeling is the one and only medium through which ideas are conveyed to the subconscious. Therefore, the man who does not control his feeling may easily impress the subconscious with undesirable states. And yes, I know that it's difficult. Yes, I know that many people have been living in their own hell for decades, for literal decades. And then wonder why. Why, God? Why, God, is my life like this? You are a magnet to the energy and deepest thoughts that you have, your I amness. If your I amness is I am not worthy, I am not good enough, I am not chosen, I am so broke, I can't afford this. If you constantly have these thoughts every single day, your reality can only reflect that. And sometimes we call in happiness or fulfillment for moments, hours, or days, and then it goes again. Because why? Our dominant thinking is what manifests things. Your dominant thoughts will always manifest. There are many different techniques, secrets of this realm, that you can use. Robotic affirming is one of them. Robotic affirming helps to impress the subconscious mind very quickly. What is robotic affirming, you ask? Robotic affirming is taking one I am statement. I am in a beautiful and harmonious relationship with so-and-so, or just that I am in a beautiful and harmonious relationship. And you say this over and over again. Set your timer for 10 minutes 3 times a day. Or say it as often as you want. Just over and over again. Just repeat it. I am, and then fill in the blank, whatever it is. I am the CEO of an amazing company. And again, you have to take inspired action. Can this shit literally fall out of the sky? It can. But if you're not taking inspired action, it's not going to happen for you. If you want to be the CEO of a company, you can't just like imagine it and it falls out of the sky. It can happen. But if you're talking about very specific things where action needs to be taken in order for you to have this happen, you got to take the action also. But if you dream of being the CEO of a company and all you are is negative all the time, oh, it can never happen. I can't afford this. How am I going to afford the rent for this place? Or, nobody would ever want me to be the CEO. If you have all these excuses, it will never happen. Because your dominant thinking is what manifests this reality. I don't care how long you've been in a state of suffering. That doesn't mean that you cannot change your reality. This reality is like a video game. This reality is like a painting. And who has the paintbrush? You have the paintbrush to this reality. No one else has the paintbrush to your reality except for you. Jan, I'm glad. Repetition is key, and being inspired is the energy to keep things moving. Exactly. You can't stay completely still and just think that you're going to manifest things. You have to put things in movement. Into movement. And this whole last year, I feel like I've been frozen. After I lost Leo, my whole life turned upside down. And there's a few other reasons, but I am shifting and I am changing those things for my own growth, for my own evolution, for my own fucking sanity. Right? I know the secrets of this realm. Do I always follow them? Am I always in the state of the wish fulfilled? No. I am human. So there are many times I am not in the state of the wish fulfilled that I want, because sometimes I want it and then sometimes I don't. And if you don't give specific directions to your universe, it can't get you there. If you are not specific with where you want to go, it's like getting in a taxi and just say, I want to go to the store. It's like, what store? And you're like, I don't know. Just take me to a store. Then they take you to a store and you're like, this isn't where I wanted to go. That's exactly what you're doing with your mind and with your trillions of cells. If you are not giving it a specific, explicit instruction, it cannot give you what you want. It cannot give you what you want if you don't even fucking know what you want. How are you going to command your life to go where you want it to go when you don't know where you want to go? You can't. None of us can. We need specificity. We need clarity. I am making X amount of dollars per week. I say I love my life and everything amazing that's about to come. Valerie is in the mode of shifting, right? And then it's getting specific. Well, what does that look like? What does loving everything in your life look like? What is it exactly that you want that's going to make your life happy, fulfilled? I am so grateful that I was moved to a higher position at my job. I am so grateful that I got a raise to X amount of dollars. Crazier things can happen. You can be in your job and you could be manifesting this, that you want to be in a higher position. And for whatever reason, the person above you or 5 people above you is, you know what, I'm having a baby and I'm going to leave now and I'm going to be a stay-at-home mom. And then for whatever reason, your boss is like, hey, I really think that you should, interview for this job. The scenarios that can happen to change your life for the positive are so insane. You can't even think or fathom of how that they can happen to you. But I can tell you that they can. I was manifesting a person in the most unusual, crazy scenario. And I was like, how is this possible? But I kept doing the affirmations and doing the affirmations and doing the affirmations. And in the craziest of ways, this person came back around into my life. And by the time he came back around into my life, I didn't want him anymore. But it's just an example of things can happen in life and you don't know how it's going to happen, but it does. When I was woken up at 3 a.m. the other night with the worst migraine you can imagine, I couldn't conceive of the fact of me waking up with not having a headache, but I commanded that was going to happen. the headache woke me up. I put an X39 here, and about 10 minutes in, the throbbing lessened so significantly. I was still up for another 3 hours, and then I fell asleep for 2 hours, and then when I woke up, the headache was gone because I commanded it to be gone. If you don't believe what I'm saying, go listen to Joe Dispenza's story. They told him, you're never going to walk again, you're never going to do this, you're never going to do that. He didn't do a surgery, he didn't do any of the things that they suggested. He willed himself better. And for those of you that are not familiar that you're able to do this, I suggest you start reading. You can doubt what I say, but you cannot doubt science. You cannot doubt how consciousness works. I didn't make this shit up. What does the command sound like? I commanded. I said, my headache will be gone by the morning. I was saying it out loud. My headache will be absolutely gone by the morning. My neck feels amazing by the time I wake up. My head feels amazing by the time I wake up. The day before, I was at the gym training. And all I did the whole time was complain to my trainer, who I torment. My head hurts, my head hurts. He's like, you can leave if you want. I was like, I'm not leaving. But it was so bad, it was like a hammer was hitting me in the head. And I got adjusted, felt a little bit better, but then when I went to sleep and I woke up and the headache just woke me up. So that's what a command. You just command, like Tony Robbins talks about doing incantations. He would be in his car on the way to, I don't know if it was a job interview or what, but he was commanding like out loud, that I just booked this job and I'm getting paid this amount of money and Command. I am making more money than I've ever made in my life. I just met the love of my life. You command it until it shows up in your reality. I don't care how delusional you feel. That is how you create through delusion. That is how you create. Command it. That's it. Okay. Feeling is the one only medium through which ideas are conveyed to the subconscious. Therefore, the man who does not control his feeling may easily impress the subconscious with undesirable states. The man who does not control his feelings may easily impress the subconscious with undesirable states. By control of feeling is not meant restraint or suppression of your feeling, but rather the disciplining of self to imagine and entertain only such feelings that contributes to your happiness. Ben, why are you saying I am single? Are you telling the ladies that you're single? Because you don't want to command that you're single if you don't want to be single. So again, only entertain such feelings that contribute to your happiness. How many of us entertain feelings that do not contribute to our happiness? When my balls are twisted, yes, I do that. I entertain feelings that are not contributing to my happiness. And then I catch myself and I'm like, come on, you know better than this. I am powerful and courageous. Make that an incantation. Ben, if you don't want to be single, you don't affirm that I am single. I'm so grateful that I have the love of my life by my side every day. Well, you have Tigger, so you already have that. I am so happy and grateful that I have the relationship of my dreams. Right? I am so grateful that I am married to the love of my life, whatever that it is. Right? Every feeling makes a subconscious impression, and unless it is counteracted by a more powerful feeling of an opposite nature, must be expressed. The dominant of two feelings is the one expressed into your reality. Do we understand that? The dominant of two feelings is the one that creates your reality. So if you are wanting to call in an amazing, beautiful relationship, and you do your affirmations and you're doing the things, but then the rest of the day you're like, this is never going to happen. This is so stupid. Like, I've been waiting so long. Like, I've been single forever. Like, I can't believe this. Like, the dominant feeling is what is expressed into your reality. If your dominant thinking is, I'm so lonely all the time, your reality can only reflect that and continue to call in more reasons for you to be lonely. We get this, right? I think that's very clear. But okay, we have the clarity. How do we do it? This is so hard. Why is this so difficult? Because it's like learning how to ride a bike, and you've ridden a bike the same way for 20, 30 years. And then you have to teach somebody how to do it completely different. Your subconscious is what allows you to ride the bike without thinking. So in order to change that, how do you change the way that you ride a bike when you've ridden it the same way for 20, 30, 15 years, whatever it is? Repetition. By repeatedly doing it a different way. It's the same thing with your subconscious mind. For your whole life, you've been thinking, I'm not chosen, and I'm not worthy, and I'll never have a great relationship, and it's just so hard to meet someone, or money is just so hard to make, and like, I can't afford it. Like, why is everything so expensive? When you have been thinking a certain way your entire life, doing it differently feels almost impossible. But it is the repetition that is going to change everything for you. Even though you might fall off your bike because you're not used to the riding it a new way, you get back on your bike and you start pedaling the new way. The same thing with your thoughts. You're going to fall off the bike of your thoughts, of the new way of thinking, but you just get back on and start riding again in the new way. You cannot root out a feeling necessarily, especially if it's coming from childhood setup. I guess you can say something contrary, repeat that, but you still have to believe it. So you don't have to believe it in order for it to impress the subconscious mind. That's why robotic affirming is really a very powerful and fast way to manipulate reality. Robotic affirming is not said with feeling. It is the repetition of the thought, the repetition of the words. Words cast spells, words carry energy. So when you are saying something repetitively or repeatedly, your subconscious begins to impress the idea. Trust me, I did this with an impossible scenario. When I tell you impossible, I mean impossible. And I started doing this robotic affirming on a Friday. By Sunday, I had what I was asking for. And I didn't even believe it. I was like, there's no fucking way. Let's just see if this works. There's absolutely no way. So again, Liz says you cannot root out a feeling necessarily, especially if it's coming from childhood. You change, again, we're going back to the bicycle. You learned how to ride a bike when you were a child. You've been riding it that way your whole life. Now you're learning how to ride the bike a completely different way. It's so far into you, it feels uncomfortable. Like, how this isn't the right way. Like, this feels weird. It's the same thing with your thoughts. If you've been thinking a certain way, that subconscious belief of I'm not worthy, it's too expensive, whatever the subconscious belief is, you've been feeling that way your entire life. Of course you can override and change it. That's how we change our reality. Our reality is malleable. That thought is what it's a thought. But that thought became a program within you. It's like a computer. You upload or you download a system. If you don't want that in your computer anymore, what do? You delete it or you override it. It is the same thing. A computer was based off of our consciousness. It is the same thing. It is the same concept. So you absolutely can change your subconscious beliefs. That's the whole thing of Feeling is the Secret. Feeling is the Secret is changing your subconscious beliefs. It is installing a new program so that the old one doesn't override the new one. For the beginning of your journey in changing your subconscious beliefs, the old feeling is going to be dominant to the new one. But the more that you change your thoughts, the more that you catch you thinking that dominant thought and you change it to something else, the bigger the new subconscious programming becomes, and the smaller that old subconscious becomes. And then it is no more the dominant thinking, so then that can no longer manifest your reality. I hope I'm making sense. I'm not fucking losing people. Repetition is a tool that gets overlooked. Exactly. How did you learn your ABCs? You learned your ABCs by what? Repetition. That is a subconscious programming. You will never forget your ABCs as long as you live, because it is a deep subconscious program. That's all that it is. That is the driving force of our reality, is a subconscious program. Why do you think they repeat shit on TV every day? How many people are dying from COVID? Deaths, the death toll, death toll, death toll, death toll, because they want you to live in a state of fear. And as long as you live in a state of fear, you are in what is called the survival paradigm. As long as you're in the survival paradigm, you are easily controlled and manipulated. They learned how to play this whole entire system, and it is only through our consciousness. They can control us not with bullets, not with guns, not with bombs. They control us through our consciousness, through our mind, through our thinking, through our deepest fear patterns. That is how this realm works. So if you change the way that you think, your reality changes. Imagine if all of us knew this and the whole world changed their way of thinking. We would literally neutralize. Any dark force could not exist here. And I need you to understand that that's the most important part of this message, is that we have the ability to change this world, and it's through our consciousness. Not through hitting anyone, not through killing people, not through wars, not through violence. Through your consciousness. That is the secret of this realm. Through your consciousness, which is a frequency. The map of consciousness is all about the frequency that you live on. Shame is the lowest frequency on earth. If you don't get the vaccine, you're going to kill your grandmother. If you don't wear a mask, you're going to make other people sick. That is called shame. They tried to shame us into the lowest form on the map of consciousness. If they get enough people to a level of shame, they could do anything, because you are at a state of complete powerlessness. Powerlessness. If you are with or around any people that shame you, run. Do you want someone in your world, in your energy field, that makes you feel the lowest level of consciousness that exists on earth? Is that what you want? If something is making you feel that way, whether it's the TV programming you're watching, the idiots on the news, stupid influencers that are putting fear into your consciousness, get away from them. They think that they are doing good for this earth. They are doing the worst. Anyone, anything, any words that are keeping you in the survival paradigm are ruining your existence and what it can actually be. If you don't believe me, read about the map of consciousness. If you don't understand or know where you are on the map of consciousness, where's your dominant state of being? Do I always feel ashamed of myself? Do I always feel shame? Do I feel guilt all the time? Does someone in my reality make me feel guilt all the time? That's why I'm cutting people out of my life and I don't care. If you make me feel shame, guilt, or any of those things, which there are people that have been in my life, doesn't matter who they are, you're getting cut out. You are not going to be the reason that my life can't be as expansive as it possibly can, because you fucking make me feel shameful or guilt for no reason, because of your own insecurities, because of your own work that you refuse to do. It's not happening. If someone is in a state of apathy all the time, not feeling anything, a state of grief, fear, desire, anger, pride, those are all the survival paradigm. Do you want to just survive on this earth, or do you want to thrive while you're here? You get to choose. If you keep people in your life that keep you here, or if you're keeping yourself here, that is of no fault of anyone else's but yourself. You have to get yourself out of the survival paradigm. No one came here to walk your journey for you. And unfortunately, people that have been in abusive situations and a victim of narcissism and all these other things, unfortunately, it's not up for the person that did the harm to repair you. It's up for us, ourselves, to repair ourselves. We have the choice. So the map of consciousness is going to be the greatest guide that you will ever have. Put it on your refrigerator. You can look at it every day. Where am I today? Add it as a screensaver on the back of your phone. Am I living in a state of shame? Is someone in my life? The predominant emotional state of shame is humiliation. Your view of life is miserable. Your God view is despising. And your process is just elimination. You're eliminating yourself from being the greatest version of yourself. Because if you feel humiliated all the time, you're not going to act from your greatest and highest self. If you feel humiliated all the time because of someone that's in your life that's making you feel that way, you will never elevate to the space that you possibly, the highest space that you possibly can. My self-conscious is in the shop. I like that. If you constantly feel guilt all the time, your predominant emotional state is blame. Your view of life is evil. Your God view is vindictive, and your process is destruction. If you live in a space of guilt, you will cause destruction in your life. Are these any of the levels of consciousness that you think that God would want you to live in? Probably not. What time is it, man? Oh my God, I've been almost talking for an hour. I work and carpool to work with someone who is in the state of apathy, and when I get home, I'm exhausted and my energy is drained. Val, if you're in that state, either get out of it or shield yourself. As soon as you get in the car or before you get in the car, shield yourself. Say, I'm surrounded by white and gold energy of light. Any of this energy that is not mine, I neutralize it and send it back to its rightful owner. Shield yourself, literally shield yourself. Yes, you can do that. I'm going to shut up now because I've been talking for 50 minutes. Guys, I could sit in here and talk for hours. So, I intend that this was helpful. I intend that we understand why feeling is the secret to manifestation. Right? Jan, she'll put on headphones and stay in the car with them. I wanted to wear red for the Christmas season, but I also have to wear leopard because I love leopard. So, have an amazing Christmas. And whether you're celebrating it with anyone or not, talk. Yes. Just know that one day is Christmas and then the next day it's not anymore. It is an illusion. All of this whole realm is just an illusion. We put emphasis on so many things that at the end of the day, it's just an illusion. So, I'm grateful that you're here. We all need this kick in the ass, including myself. I say things, I'm like, oh yeah, that's true. You should do that, actually. So, we're not here to bullshit and blow smoke up anybody's ass. We're here to break the matrix system. We are here to blow this whole fucking thing to smithereens. At least I am. I fear nothing. My words will get to the people that they're meant to get to. Teaching people this will help them get to a level that they never believed that they could. This is the secrets of the universe. This is the secrets of this realm that have been kept from us. So when people say, you have free will, you don't have fucking free will if you don't even know that the evildoers are doing what they're doing here. And I have a problem with that. I will be controlled by nothing. No person, no thing, except for God. That is it. I don't answer to any of the evildoers here. I just tell the things that come from my fucking consciousness. That's what I do. If you don't like it, you don't need to be here. But when you come from a place of complete truth, people understand and resonate with that, which is why Erica Kirk is getting blown to smithereens because she is a liar. She is a dark force. She is evil. And I can guarantee she had something to do with the supposed death, if he is dead, his death. Energy doesn't lie. And that's the only thing that you need to realize, is that in this realm, energy doesn't lie. If it feels off, it's because it is off. So, Joe, shut up. Sending love to you all. Have an amazing holiday if you are celebrating. And if you're not, just get into an amazing and beautiful space. Look into the map of consciousness. And maybe that's what you can do for your holiday season, is realize, where do I resonate and where do I want to get to? Maybe you could post on not accepting the digital gauntlet. I don't even get into these things about whatever they are doing, because I don't live in that space. Nobody will ever control me. And if you think that because they are going to do this, that they're going to control you, you already lost the game. You already have no power. You're already powerless. There is way more of us than them. If we don't want something to happen, it is up to us to make it not happen. Nobody can force you to do anything. Okay? So get your power back. Wherever it is, wherever you stuffed it, wherever you buried it, go find it. Have an amazing day. Have an amazing Christmas or holiday or whatever it is that you're celebrating. And try to keep your level of consciousness up as much as you can. I do love y'all. Adios.